Alright, what's going on, guys? It's pretty cold today. It's 56 degrees with a low of 40 tonight in Florida, so we're finally getting that cold weather in. I wanted to show this to you guys here, okay? This is the H502E, and you guys know I had this simple FPV camera installed on it. Okay, I actually just ordered some Fpv goggles for this. And then I'll be able to fly my Hubsan as well with the Fpv goggles. But I want to show you guys, this is my 501S controller, updated, modified. It's got the 4.2.9 firmware update. What I'm going to show you today is how to connect this, okay, to the 502E. Alright, and have telemetry, all your normal stuff. The only thing it won't have is FPV. Now, I did try to get that frequency to work on here, and I had one channel almost be able to do it. I could see it a little bit, but it was so scratchy it wasn't usable, so I just decided to get some FPV goggles. I sold mine with the last drone I had that I used them for, so I bought another pair, and I was kind of missing them anyways. I'm not a big fan of flying FPV, but the ones I ordered have a standard screen and a 16:9 instead of two focals. It only has the one, so we're going to try that out, see what I think. But let me show you how to bind this, and then we'll see what features the 501S offers over the standard controller that comes with the 502E. So give me a sec here, guys. Alright, so if you guys can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to show you how to put this in the binding procedure for hooking it to another quad. What you're going to do is hold the camera button down and turn it on and keep holding it down until this says bind to plane. There we go. It's ready to be hooked to another quad. You would do the same thing to connect it back to your 501S. So I'm going to set this down. We're going to look down here. Go ahead and plug these wires in and give them a second to communicate with each other. So let's give it a sec here. Give it a sec. There we go. It is now communicating with the 50E. So let's go ahead and do the compass calibration real fast here. Alright, we're going to do the compass dance. Compass dance. I'm going to continue watching the compass until it says 2. Now it says 2, so let's go ahead and pitch the nose down. Oh, I already got myself busy here. Dizzy. Let's see, it should be almost done. One more turn. There we go. So now let's let this thing acquire some satellites real fast. I'm going to go ahead and put this out here. Set it down so it can acquire some satellites. And as soon as we get enough satellites on here, we will start the recording. I don't know how long this is going to take. I apologize. I may stop the recording and start it up here again until we get some satellites. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, so I have 6 satellites. I wish I had more, but it's enough to take off. So let's go ahead and there we go. Now we got 7. Let's go ahead and get this thing armed. Give them a second to spin. Then we'll get this thing in the air and we'll test out some of the features. Time to take off. Let's see how stable the lock is. Give it a second to settle with the barometer. Looks like it's pretty stable to me. What do you guys think? That's pretty stable lock for a $99 quad. Let's take it around. I do have full telemetry here. It is telling me everything I need to know except for distance. So let's take it out a little ways. So distance is not working. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're good. Distance is communicating, and it's telling me how high I am. It's telling me the quad's battery power, and I also have the TX. So let's try out the functionality of this and see how well it works. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can start the camera from here. Let's see if we can start recording. Alright, it says recording. Awesome. Let's take it down here a little ways. So it is flying comfortably well. We'll go ahead and stop right there. Turn this around, come back. Luckily it's not as windy as it was yesterday. Yesterday was really horrible. Alright, so it can be a lot faster with this controller. It can be a pretty little aggressive flyer, surprisingly. Whoa. Well, that's not good, huh? That was interesting. I just completely lost connection for some reason. I have no clue what that was about. It wasn't doing what I was telling it to do. That can be a real downside. That was really interesting, and now it's arming the motors again. I don't know, guys. You tell me what just happened. I just broke all the nails off. That's not good. I got 2 nails left. Well, we'll have to figure something else out. That was really interesting. Pulled that whole piece out there. Well, let's give that let's take this nail off. If I have to, I'll get some more nails. And it stopped my recording. That was really interesting. Let's try that again. Let's arm these motors. Let's get it up. I've never seen anything like that before. I'm kind of skittish now to try anything crazy. It does pretty good funnels here. It's yeah, man, no matter what I told it to do, it wasn't listening. I kept dropping the throttle and it just kept going up. I don't know what that was about. That was really strange. Don't do it. There it goes again. It's doing it again. Wow. Interesting. I wonder if that's because I'm pitching it too hard. That really sucks. I'm actually surprised by the durability of this thing. It didn't even crack anything. But still, that's not good that it does that. That really, really is interesting that it's doing that. That has me slightly confused. Let's get that cable back in there. Oh, this thing can definitely take a beating, I can tell you that. It just fell from like 25 feet. Let's take it a little less aggressive if I can get these motors to start up again. So, I can tell you right now, this thing can take a good beating. It's still holding its GPS lock. Let's not fly it so aggressively. Let's take it a little simpler here. Let's just kind of cruise it. It's definitely wanting to do a flyaway, that's for sure, if you're too aggressive with the controls. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's a... It could be because I updated the controller to 4.2.9. That could be the issue I'm having here. But if I fly it not aggressively, it seems to work just fine. It seems like when I pushed it to its limit was when it started to want to lose signal and perform a flyaway. So apparently it doesn't like to do funnels on this controller at all. Any kind of hard banking, and for whatever reason, the software does not want to software does not want to communicate properly. So you just got to take it real easy when you're turning and doing things. The moment you try to fly it aggressive on 4.2.9, apparently it just goes haywire. Don't do it again. That's got me real skittish now. That is really interesting. Well, let's start the recording here again. All right, says we're recording again. We'll take it slow again. We'll just kind of arc into the turn real nicely. We'll slow down and make another one. There we go. Okay, so be aware, guys. If you try this on 4.2.9, you may run into some serious issues with flyaway problems. That was really interesting that it was just deciding to do whatever it wanted to do. Twice in a row, it did that. I had the throttle completely down and it just kept going up. It's kind of scary. Let's take it down there a ways. See how the range does. All right, that's far enough, right? Let's turn it around and come back. We'll raise it up a little bit. Come on back. Come on back, little bird. So yeah, apparently 4.2.9 is not a happy camper with this. You can fly it more aggressively with this controller, but as you can see, it did some pretty serious flyaway stuff. So That was not good. We lost all my nails. Not happy about that. I did not have this problem with the standard controller, so this scares me a bit. Let's see how the GPS is doing now. I'm getting some pretty serious drift. Is it happy? Is it going to contain itself? Oh, it's better than it was. So, yeah, scary. Alright, so if you're running a different firmware than the stock one, I would really suggest that you guys probably not use this controller. However, if you have not updated your firmware yet, I would think this would probably work pretty well. Let's go ahead and stop that recording. Oh my God, it keeps telling me it's not recording. So that's another flaw that it has. It, apparently, it doesn't want to record with this controller either. That's unfortunate. You know what I do want to try? And this is really going to scare me before we stop this video. I'm going to go ahead and put it up in the air. And let's flip off the altitude hold and see what happens. Or flip off GPS mode. It says I'm now in altitude hold. Let's see if it drifts. It is drifting. It is an altitude hold. Battery lights just kicked on, but it's all good. Just going to take it easy in altitude hold. I don't want to chew up the battery that it's got left. Oh yeah, it's a lot more aggressive in altitude hold. Alright, so let's take her down here. So altitude hold does work. Maybe that's how I need to fly this in altitude hold so I don't have the flyaway. I won't know, right? I won't know until I test that in a field. Well, that was a good test anyways. Alright, I gotta get ready for work here, guys. So I do have an FPV FPV goggles coming to try to fly this, and that will be fun in altitude hold. We'll see what happens. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Toodaloo.
Give yourself to the dark side.